This episode of Beyond the Closing is brought to you by First United Land Transfer.
Hey everyone, this is Lizzie from First United bringing you another episode of Beyond the Closing. With me today I have Samantha Iannelli from EXP. She's part of the Neith Team. And thank you so much for coming in and sitting with me and having us girl talk, like I say. Appreciate it.
No, thank you for inviting me. I'm super excited. So I will fully disclose, this is the first time I've ever done a podcast. So if you guys notice me being a little not myself, that's why. But I'm totally going to try to be normal and not stare at the camera the whole time. So
I've never done a podcast except for doing them here. I always have wanted to oh wow, I see. I watch a lot of podcasts. I listen to them all the time, but I'm like, what's it like to be on this side? And see, I do the fun stuff though. I get to sit with the realtors and talk where Ian and Elena will do the title stuff and they will give the information. And I'm like, no, I'll have the girl talk. It's fine. So
yeah, I think you've got definitely the fun avenue of it, but
absolutely.
They're not fun too, but
yeah, they're important. It's okay. So, actually, so you and I have known each other for quite some time now. When I was a processor, I was the one who did your entire team's files.
Yep. Yeah. So she knows the good, the bad, and the ugly about how this all goes. So
it's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot to learn.
But she rocked it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. So I feel like you and I definitely have a good gist of each other. But let's get everybody else the opportunity to get to know you. So how long have you been an agent? Where did you get to this point?
Yeah, so good question. So I became a realtor 3 years ago. I just finished my third year as a realtor, so I'm starting my fourth year.
I had no idea. I'm not even kidding. I literally thought that you've been doing it for so long because you were newer than when I first was doing your files.
Oh yeah, brand new.
I never knew. And now I feel stupid now that I'm I actually know her and everything.
That actually makes me feel
I had no idea. That's amazing. Wow.
But I'll say, and thank you, and that's kudos to Eric and the whole system I think that we've built. So that what you just said means a lot because that's our goal when our agents are in front of other people or our realtors are in front of other people. In front of other teams, when they're providing documents for title, that they look like a seasoned veteran. So we are super, super intentional about making everybody look like this isn't their first day, year, month. So thank you.
You certainly, absolutely. You certainly panned it out. So you're not new, you're seasoned, definitely. But there are people who've been in this for 30 years, so.
Yeah, they've definitely been through a lot of different markets than I have. But I'll say the past 3 years, it's been really easy to become seasoned because I feel like the market has changed so many times since I got my license. So I got licensed just as COVID was beginning. So, but after it had been lifted that, we could show houses again. So, so just starting my fourth year, I honestly got into it because I wanted to be an investor. So,
I was just going to ask, how did you take that?
Yeah, it wasn't, I didn't wake up and I was like, I want to be a realtor. And I don't know if anybody does, but, my kids might now, but, I just finished my MBA. I was working for a large healthcare system in the area. And I was kind of what next? I have a really hard time being complacent or just sitting still. So I was always next thing. How do I keep building on what I've done? So I finished a ton of school and I felt like I had extra time. So I'm might as well dive into learning something else. So watched a podcast on Bigger Pockets and I'm I'm going to be a real estate investor everybody else. And they said, find an investment-friendly realtor, which was Eric. They said, connect with a title company, connect with all these different pieces to figure out how to do that in your area. And fast forward, because I know we don't have a ton of time, but fast forward, got my license, fell in love with the client side of it, and it's just been onwards and upwards from there. So I wanted to see how quickly, truthfully, I could match what I was making on a salary with the hospital. And I was fortunate to do that year one. Again, we had incredible training and I just absorbed it all and really wanted to figure out if I could make this full time. So hit the ground running the first year. I think it was like $3.4 million. I forget how many transactions. It might have been like 13. Second year, easily doubled the income. And then last year, third year in, I think I did just over 44 transactions, hit Icon with EXP. It's been a heck of a journey.
Yeah.
So it started out as wanting to invest and, just understand the process, and fell in love, hit the ground running, and absolutely love it now.
Well, you're crushing it though. You're definitely everything you just said, in that time is so inspirational. Honestly, not to be corny and use that word or anything like that, because I don't throw it around lightly, but that's a lot to accomplish. Good for you.
It means a lot to me. I don't like to not be able to be the best. And I'm not by any means saying I'm the best in this business, but I don't like to function in any role at less than the top performing level.
Yeah.
So I really spent my time just absorbing everything that was out there. Everything that we teach, our team is everything that, I was able to put into practice. And again, it was the right partnership. And I'm not saying this to be cheesy at all, but you guys have been huge to the growth of our team. So one of our most important partners for growing our business. So consistent, we always know, that we're going to be able to process things through.
Sure.
And that's what I think this really comes down to. I think it's the right relationships, the right partnerships, and just being a sponge. So I think it's something that anybody that has a passion for people, truly helping people, not just the transactional side of it is awesome. And that comes, I think, when you spend your time focusing on the right thing, which is the other party that you're representing. So yeah, it's been fantastic, and couldn't have done it without the right partners. So
I can certainly I absolutely understand what you say, when you say a sponge, because any single event that we have that, the learning events or anything like that, the lunch and learns, just the closing cafe chats, you're always there, and it's nice to see that, and to hear this from you, that it literally is who you are. It's not just, you're not just trying to just go on to the next deal or anything like that. It's who you are. You want to absorb and
I think that's really the key for anybody. For me, I said, I took this on because I wanted to go a completely different direction with it. So the learning part of it is exciting for me. Then putting it into practice is exciting for me. But I absolutely hate to be complacent, and I think that is a hallmark of what a lot of realtors that are successful have. It's staying consistent, staying up on what's new in the market, and always trying to learn something new, take it to the next level, figure out who those next level partners are, et cetera. But that's been a huge part of this for sure.
So how big is your team now?
We just brought on, and don't hold me to this, I believe it's 34 agents. So what's really cool, and I say that, and that's kind of a hallmark of where we are right now. We haven't actively recruited to grow the team. We've been fortunate enough that attraction is what's bringing people to our team. So we have a good flow of, people reaching out to us saying, what would it be like? Is this something that I can do? And we'll sit down with everybody.
Yeah.
So, we have great team members that are bringing people to us to chat about joining the team. So I believe it's 34. I might have that number wrong by plus or minus one, because we are onboarding, I know, 3 more right now. But yeah.
That's super exciting. Yeah. That's intimidating though. Hearing those numbers, I can't even remember that many people, their name.
Yeah.
So that's
it's a spreadsheet. But
right?
no. And I'll say something. I joke and say it's a spreadsheet, and that's how it helps us to remember. But I think what's really special about our team is that we are like a family. So there's a lot of teams out, there's a lot of teams that don't operate as teams, right? And this business can be very competitive and super competitive. And our, I'm not going to say our motto because we don't have one, but I'm not going to say but kind of the foundation of what we are is that we are a team at every possible level. So we want everybody to exceed, or everybody to exceed their expectations, and everybody to succeed. So if we're the only ones that are successful, then we're doing something wrong. So, and that is not the case. you see the transactions come through. We want everybody to be exact, we want everybody to exceed their own expectations. So, we do fun events. We did go-kart racing with the team, I think last year. We've hosted events at the Wooden Match in Bethlehem.
Nice. Yeah, okay.
Have done some cool things to bring in both the community and our agents. So we like to work hard, play hard, and I think we just want everyone coming on board to get to the next level. And I think that is what people are attracted to. So I'll say that it wasn't recruit. It was people were coming and we're like, this is amazing. So we have a pretty aggressive goal, I'll say. We did want to be to 40 agents by this year. And then have a goal of 100 agents by next year. So and
that's huge. Did you see my face?
I love it.
Did you see my face? That's amazing.
And it's, I love that reaction because that's what it is for us too. That's next level for us.
Yeah.
We've been, we've grown incrementally over the past couple years. And I think that our strength, and another reason why that happened is that we built the systems and processes that we needed to facilitate that growth. And now we're building things on the back end to be able to explode that and have it even more consistent. So it's aggressive. And I think I shook my head too, the first time Eric and I were chatting about it in a room, but I'm like, there's no reason that we can't do that and do it right and do it in an efficient way. So we're super excited about that.
For somebody who's actually worked on the title aspect of your files, with the team and everything like that, it was so refreshing every single time I had anybody on your team, because I knew if there was something that could have potentially been an issue, like a title issue or a concern or anything like that, I would just bring it up right away. And whether or not your agent knew exactly what to do, there was always somebody there. I mean, so many times I reached out to you or Eric and just hey, need some help with this one. Just this is a unique situation. And it was never oh my gosh, what are we going to do? It's okay. All right. We're going to work through it together. And it was the most refreshing thing though, because there were some doozies there. There were some doozies that could have certainly,
There's never the same day ever in real estate. Right. I think it's one of the few professions you can say that. That and I think working in a prison probably, but not that. Not this is not like that. It's a funny comparison. But I have a friend that works in a prison, and we talk about this when we grab drinks. But there's never the same deal twice. Never the same day twice. Yeah. We have new agents that come on board, and they're like, "Woo, got through that. I feel like I'm ready to go." I'm like, next deal's going to be completely different. Right. So it's, as long as you just absorb that and learn something from it, that's,
Then really, the transparency is there, so easy, to communicate, to get all of, the information needed. And so it's crazy to hear this, that you want to grow to 100, agents on your team. I just did a podcast with somebody the other day, and I didn't even know this was a thing, but she's a solo agent. There's no team. It's just her. And I assumed that there were, just because I don't pretend to act like I know what you guys do. Right. I don't. Yeah. I know what the title aspect does and what I do as far as marketing and everything, but I am not a realtor. I do not pretend to know. And when she said that, I specifically remember I was thinking about your team, in specific, just because, I'm most familiar with you all.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know that was a thing. So it's so crazy just how, just in this business, what works one, amazing for another.
Right.
Just, it isn't necessarily the same path, for somebody else. I think it's just so crazy to just see how, in this industry, there's such a diverse,
Yeah, I think that's what I love about this the most. So, like I said, I didn't wake up one day and I was like, I'm going to be a realtor. But I had a background in the restaurant business, and I had a cake business and a personal training business. So there were a lot of different things that got me here, and I think it was that kind of. I think connecting that back to what we were talking about there's so many different ways to run this business.
Yeah.
I think that's what I love the most. So having done so many different things, I think you find out different pieces about what you like about all those parts, right? And each of those businesses that I was a part of, it was a startup and was kind of, some of them were partnered, some of them were on my own. And I just very quickly, realized the value of team and learning from others that had already done like what you had already done, right? So when I met Eric, he had already had, the vision and pretty much I'd say 90% of it like laid out about what a team was going to look like, process systems, all of that. That he had put together. But when the team really started exploding, the value add that was most important to us was kind of, I'm not going to say what you were just alluding to, but it was how do you be successful in the business when you don't have others behind you that have already done it, that can help back you, right? So you can, all of our agents are independent contractors, right? So they're independent contractors and they don't work for us, but it's a group of people that we come together and they're like, yeah, we want like the power of a team behind us to be able to answer all those questions and, help us build our business. But there are a ton of independent agents out there that are wildly successful as well, that have figured out the systems that work for themselves and, are absolutely proficient at it and growing their businesses their way. So it was a very long way of me backing into. That's what I love about real estate. There's so many ways to do this that if you want to be a realtor, that if you want to get into this business, there are so many different avenues. So some people absolutely love the autonomy of working with themselves, by themselves. And then there's others that, like me, I wouldn't have had a clue at a real estate school how to do anything. Well, absolutely anything except for, like answer a bunch of questions on a test. So
and that's exactly, and that's what my thought was too. I mean, like I just like my mind was blown. I didn't know. I didn't think about it. I never, you know what I mean? Like I just assumed that everybody was with someone. That's just
which is normal. I mean,
the way I thought. And then when I
know what you know until you don't know it. So,
exactly. And then when I heard that, and like I said, I instantly thought of you guys. And I mean, it just made me kind of like appreciate everything a little bit in a different light because you like it is a lot and everything like that. Yeah. So now that you have your goals set and everything like that, where do you see yourself going past that? Just like the 100, like you're always moving up. Like that's what you said, and I can respect that. I'm the exact same way. Like I can't say stagnant. Like I cannot. Like I have to always try. I know
your energy level. Like it's like very well matched. I'm like I could sit and talk to you about it forever. Where do we see ourselves going with this? So for me, there's no limit to this business at all. So major goal last year was making Icon as an agent within EXP. So it's a performance goal. You have to hit like a certain target, sell a certain amount, and then they reward you leaps and bounds with like all of your commission or all of your the money that you paid into your cap back in stock. Okay. So phenomenal. Absolutely awesome. So where do we see ourselves going? It's just next level. I feel like there's so much that we can still accomplish. So the scalability, I think this year what we're really after is, or what we're really focusing on is scaling and growth, making everything that we're doing repeatable, making everything a little bit more automated. So as we're bringing in not just one agent at a time, but hopefully, 3, 5, like 6 agents at a time, everything is working along seamlessly. So just focusing on growth. I don't think there's any limit or cap in this business. So I'm just excited to see.
I think that is like the honestly
goes from here. So
I think that's like the perfect way to just think about it. Like everything is like limitless. Like there are no there are things that like are non-negotiables and that's it. Like everything is just
it's true. And I think this is one of the only businesses that you can say that about. So there's so many out there where you're capped if you're working for somebody else or in a different industry where you're working for somebody else. But I truly feel like every turn we take, there's like 10 more levels that we could like set our sights on achieving. So next level, growth, grow. That's what I see the future as. So,
we clearly see that you work hard and that you are determined and dedicated. And I know that there have been many times where I've like messaged you like randomly,
I probably didn't message back right away just because it's
but you like got to me though and everything like that. So when you're not in the mind of real estate, which I'm not even sure if that exists.
I'll say it's always there, but no, I'm very particular about my protected time.
So what do you do when you're not, when you're out of that realm? Like, how do you spend your free time?
I'm gonna go to my happy place now. Yeah, great question. So I'll back into that with, I'm a pretty structured person. So even down to structuring time away that I know I need to recharge. So working out is I'll call it my happy hour. When I get an hour, lately it's been like 20, 30 minutes, but you take what you can get. So I'm going to roll with it. But that's my headspace, mental clarity. So if I'm not in real estate or doing something in real estate, I'm probably running or working out in my gym. Hanging out by the pool. Finally, pool weather is coming. So
I'm so excited.
But anything like fresh air and sunshine, sun, water, warmth, those are like my three things.
To recharge, to get ready.
Completely happy. But yeah, working out, like I'll do anything outdoors, riding the motorcycles with Eric, hanging out with our friends. Normal chill stuff, but anything that gets me away from the computer. So there's probably 1,000 more things, but outside, water, sun, warmth, those are like the top three for me that will totally recharge my
And that's
mind,
exactly, anything that gets me away from the computer, you said it perfectly. Anything, like lately, I have been literally just like forgetting my phone. I literally forgot my phone the other day.
I can be like, where's my phone? Where's my phone? And it's like literally in my hand. That to me tells me that I need to like focus on what I'm doing and that there's way too much stuff going on up here. So at that point, it's phone down and walk away. I think it's the best thing because your mind's already telling you to like back off.
Yes, it was the most like it's probably been about 15 years since I ever forgot my phone.
Yeah.
But I did, and it was just, I was at the park with the baby. She and I went to the park and I wanted to take a picture and I was like, oh my gosh. Like, I panicked for a second. I did panic.
And at that moment, the baby's going to start walking or something else is going to happen.
I know, she took her first steps. She did. Can you imagine?
Oh my God.
I know.
It feels like you just had your baby shower.
I know. I know.
God, that goes so freaking fast.
She just had, I know.
Hopefully that wasn't a bad word for podcast, but no. Oh, God, that goes so fast.
I know. Crazy. Yep. She just turned a year, took her first steps, and now she'll
be running like...
Don't say
just as quickly as she started walking.
Don't say it. I can't.
Oh my goodness. That's
before we get going and everything, I do want to just say again, thank you so much for joining me and having this talk. Now, if anybody does want to reach out to you, how's the best place for them to find you? Where can they find you?
Yeah, so I'm on Facebook. My first last name, it's actually Samantha Iannelli is my regular Facebook page, and then I have an EXP Realty page on there as well. They're all connected, so if you find one, you'll find the other. I'm on all like the regular socials, so like Instagram, TikTok. Best way to reach me is probably honestly texting me, and my phone number's on those pages as well. So
perfect.
Email, anything. You guys can find me. Just Google it, and I'm out there. But thank you. I appreciate that.
Sounds good. Yeah. Sounds good. Well, again, thank you so much for coming in to join me. And I won't hold you up too much. I know it's really nice outside today. So
this would be a great day to like chill by the pool if there wasn't work going on. But it's okay. That will be like the happy, quiet place soon. So those of you who know, there's just a lot going on. But thank you for having me. This was so much fun.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks. Sounds good. Well, that was another episode of Beyond the Closing. We'll see you soon.